This case? It's one of the most chilling mysteries in American history. A killer who taunted police, mocked the media, sent coded messages, and then vanished. Never caught. Decades later, we still don't know who he really was. In the late 1960s, Northern California was living through a nightmare. Newspapers received cryptic letters, police departments were publicly challenged, and a figure calling himself the Zodiac claimed responsibility for a series of attacks, while daring authorities to stop him. This wasn't just a criminal. This was someone who wanted attention, control, fear, and most unsettling of all, he wanted to be remembered. The Zodiac Killer first appeared in 1968. At least that's when the letters began. He contacted newspapers with detailed claims, strange symbols, and threats. He demanded that his messages be published, or more people would be harmed. And disturbingly, the media complied. What made the Zodiac different wasn't just what he did. It was how he communicated. He sent letters filled with symbols and codes, some of which took decades to partially decode. Others still haven't been cracked. Even today, experts argue over what they mean, or if some were designed to be unsolvable. He gave himself a name, he created a symbol, he built a persona. Long before the internet, the Zodiac understood something terrifying. Attention multiplies fear. Police departments across California worked the case, but the investigation was chaotic. Multiple jurisdictions, conflicting witness descriptions, limited forensic technology. Every lead seemed promising until it went nowhere. Suspects came and went. Dozens of names were investigated. Some looked convincing. Others were quickly ruled out. None were ever charged. The Zodiac remained a ghost. And that mystery? It only made the legend grow. The letters kept coming, sometimes mocking, sometimes threatening, sometimes filled with cryptic clues. He even referenced newspapers, police statements, and public reactions, showing he was closely following the coverage. That's what makes this case so unsettling. It wasn't just violence, it was psychological warfare. The Zodiac wanted people to feel watched, to feel powerless, to feel like he could strike anywhere, at any time. And then, the letters stopped. No arrest, no confession, no definitive answer. Years passed, decades passed. The world changed. Technology advanced. DNA analysis became possible. Cold cases were reopened. And once again, people thought the Zodiac mystery would finally be solved. Some progress was made. Certain letters were authenticated. Partial codes were decoded. New suspects were discussed. But the core question remained unanswered. Who was the Zodiac Killer? And here's the part that really messes with people. The Zodiac may not have been one person. Or he may have exaggerated his crimes. Or he may have intentionally created confusion to stay ahead of investigators. Nothing about this case is clean. Nothing is simple. The lack of closure turned the Zodiac into a cultural phenomenon. Books, documentaries, movies, online forums, thousands of people trying to solve the case from their laptops decades later. But there's a darker side to that fascination. When stories focus too much on the mystery, they can accidentally turn criminals into legends. That's why it's important to remember what this case actually represents. Real harm, real fear, and real lives affected. The Zodiac case isn't a puzzle to be admired. It's a warning about how anonymity, media attention, and chaos can intersect in dangerous ways. Still, investigators and researchers continue working. Because unanswered questions don't disappear, they linger. Modern technology has reopened old doors. Handwriting analysis, DNA testing, digital code breaking. Each new advancement brings hope, but also frustration. Some experts believe the truth is already buried in the evidence. Others think the key piece was lost forever. And some believe the Zodiac took his identity to the grave. That uncertainty is what keeps this case alive. Think about it. Most crimes fade with time, memories blur, evidence degrades. But the Zodiac case refuses to disappear, because it wasn't just about what happened, it was about the unanswered challenge left behind. He wanted to be remembered. And in that sense, the greatest failure wasn't the lack of an arrest. It was allowing fear to spread faster than facts. Today, the Zodiac Killer remains officially unsolved. No confirmed identity, no final explanation. Just fragments of letters, symbols, and theories. And maybe that's the most unsettling part of all. Not knowing. Because when a mystery has no ending, it invites speculation, it invites obsession, and it reminds us that not every story has closure. The Zodiac case isn't about glorifying a killer. It's about understanding how fear works, how communication shapes perception, and how important it is to focus on truth, not myth. Decades later, the Zodiac is still discussed, but the goal isn't fame. The goal is answers. And until those answers exist, this case remains one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries in history.